Yes, I am live again. Just before I go to work, I want to take you guys in on a journey into the mind of some of these Jews out here. It is kind of crazy how what you see these Jews are doing lately. A lot of them are making it appear as if the God of Islam is the same God as the God of the Jews. And that is very dangerous because it makes these Muslims become comfortable as if their God is the same as the Jewish God. But we know that their God is not the same as the Jewish God. And even from the mouth of this stupid Jew, you will see that, you know, they, he is actually condemning Muhammad at the same time promoting Muhammad's God. How can that be? Doesn't make no sense, and if a man say today I make up a god and I came and say my God is the God of Moses, um and my God is this, my God is one. Does that mean that I am actually worshiping the God of Moses per se? No. It doesn't. If you are not following the law of the God of Moses, then you are not worshiping the God of Moses. And if you will hear from the mouth of this Jewish man that Muhammad was a false prophet, but at the same time, he's saying that Muhammad God is God. So this don't even make no sense. This guy is saying that Muhammad was a false prophet, but with one mouth, he is saying that Muhammad's God is God. So let's go into the video, and we are gonna just talk as freestyle as we go along, just to show you how naive the people who God choose to at the forefront to show light to the world has become so naive. The Bible says, "My people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge," and we see where the Jews, many of them are being destroyed because of lack of knowledge. So if you look we're gonna go into the video and we're gonna show you. If you look at the title of the video, so let's look at the title of the video and you will see what the title says. He said, Jewish scholar, I am not afraid to say Allah is greatest. But we have a problem with someone calling God Allah? No, we don't. I don't have a problem with somebody calling God Allah, as long as you are talking about the right God. But when you are trying to tie your God in with the Islamic God, then there's a problem right there. Allah is just a generic name, and just like Elohim and Eloah are generic names that can be used for false God and for the real God. So if you said Allah is the greatest, are you talking about Muhammad's God, or are you talking about the Jewish God? So, but you will see that this Jewish guy is actually talking about Muhammad's God. So we're gonna go and just look, and we're gonna see what this Jewish guy is saying. So listen to him.
Allahu Akbar. And I have no problem saying this. Allahu Akbar, I can say this all I want.
He says he have no problem saying Allah Akbar. And I have no problem with him saying Allah Akbar, if it means God is the greatest. But the problem I would have with this Jew is if this Jew is thinking that his God and the Muslim God are the same God.
My dear brothers and sisters, I was asked the question whether Allah is the same God as the God of the Old Testament. And I would like to elaborate on that. The answer to that question is yes.
As I say, whether Allah is the God of the Old Testament, which Allah? Are you talking about the Quranic Allah? Are you talking about just a generic name Allah? What are you talking about?
Muslim concept of Allah is exactly the same as the Jewish concept of Hashem.
Do you see? Muslim concept of Allah is exactly the same as the Jewish concept of Allah. Is that true? No, it's not. This is how naive some of these uh, um, uh, Jewish people have become. The Muslim concept of Allah is not the same as the Jewish concept of Allah. How do we know that? The Quran says it. Actually, the Quran says it is. It is not the same concept. Can this Jew show me where in the Torah? Because where does this Jew get his concept of God? From the Torah, right? Got to be from the Torah. Because if you have a concept of God that doesn't come from the Torah, then where is your concept of God coming from? And you are a Jew. Where does the Muslim concept of God come from? It comes from the Quran. Is the Quranic concept of God the same as the Muslim concept of God if you compare the Quran to the Torah? No, it is not. So this is how naive and stupid this so-called Jewish man is. And is he really a Jew? We don't know, because a lot of these people are fake. But anyway, how can we see that? How can we see that? What does the Quran say about the Jews? If you look into the Quran, what does the Quran say about the Jews? The Quran says Allah turned the Jews into monkeys, despised and rejected, and that you could find in Surah 7, 166. Also in Surah 5, verse 60, you see the Quran saying, "Shall I inform you of something worse than that regarding the recompense of Allah, who incur the curse of Allah and his wrath, those of whom some he transform into monkeys and swines." So where can you find that in the Quran? Where is the concept of the Quranic, Torah God turning Jews into swines and monkeys? Nowhere, and nowhere in history was that ever even written in history, just to show that it's not the same God. Totally not the same God. Because one God is turning Jews into monkeys and swine, when the other God is nowhere written about that from the other God. They are not the same God. Not the same God at all. And when you go, if you look at Surah 63, verse 65, we said to the Jews, "Be ye monkeys, despised and rejected." Where is that written? Where is that written? And the Islamic concept of God, you go to the Hadith, and you will see in Bukhari 4, volume 4, Hadith 524, you see where Muhammad is saying, "But I do not see them except they are cursed and changed into rats." Muhammad is saying that the Jews are cursed and changed into rats, and this is why rats do not drink camel milk, but they will drink the milk of a sheep. Do you see how stupid this guy is to embrace Muhammad's God? Do you see how stupid Muhammad is putting down Jewish people, and this idiot is embracing Muhammad's God? And what did this Quran says? Do not take the Jews or the Christian as your friend. Is that what the Quran said? Do not take the Jews or the Christian as your friend, because they are friends of each other. And what did the Quran say again? The Quran says the worst people to the Muslim, the believers, are the Jewish people. The biggest enemy to the Muslims are the Jewish people. But here, what do you see this Jewish man doing? They say he's a Jew, a scholar. I don't see no scholar. I watched the video and it says nothing about him being a scholar. There is a guy who they claim was a scholar who say this and they say that. Who knows what the guy says? But anyway, what we are seeing, is this the same God? No. Sahih Muslim, book 21, hadith 4799. What did Muhammad says? Thereupon he said, it was mentioned to me that a people from among Bani Israel were distorted, so there is a likelihood that those people may have been distorted in the shape of lizards. Wow. Man, this is the religion that people follow. What a donkey Muhammad was. Then you look at Abu Dawood, book 27, hadith 3786. He took a stick and count its fingers. So Muhammad found a lizard. And he took a stick and count its finger. Lizard got finger. Wow. Count its fingers. He then said, a group of the children of Israel was transformed into an animal of the land, and I do not know which animal it was. Do you see how Muhammad was a donkey? Muhammad was a donkey. Didn't he say the Jews, the Quran said the Jews were transformed into ape, monkeys, and swine? Now he said he don't know what animal it was. What a stupid donkey this. Man, Muhammad is the donkey of the day, man. I'm telling you, right? Let's show you what Muhammad is transformed into. We're going to show you what Muhammad is transformed into in a minute. Because Muhammad gotta be transformed into something, man. Because Muhammad is behaving badly, and this Jewish man is a donkey to believe that his God is the same as Muhammad's God. Let me show you Muhammad. I'm gonna show you who Muhammad is. Oh boy, what a calamity, man. So here is Muhammad. Somebody is playing with Muhammad, just having a little fun with Olmo. So let's show you Olmo. Do you remember when Muhammad was getting his revelation, he started making the sound of a camel? This sound like Muhammad when in the middle of his revelation. First, Muhammad says the Jews were turned into some animal. According to the Quran, it says monkey and swine. They were turned into monkey and swine. And Muhammad said they were turned into some animal, and he don't remember what animal it was. Do you see how idiotic Muhammad was, man? Muhammad was the donkey, man. It was we put in a camel here. A camel is better than Muhammad, man. That's when he was getting his revelation. That's what he sound like. What a calamity. That's what they say in Jamaica. What a calamity. Man. Now, let's get back to this Jewish Abdul. He must be an Abdul. Because why would you be trying to associate your God with Muhammad God as if it's the same God? It's not.
Therefore, no matter what you hear, some people like to claim that Allah is the moon god or whatever you hear, this is all nonsense. And, whether the word Allah was used for something else before Islam, I'm not sure, maybe.
Do you see how stupid he is? He said whether the word Allah was used for something else before Islam, maybe. But see, the thing here is, even in the Bible, the word Eloah is used for false God, and it's also used for the real God. So the word Allah can be used for the false God, and it can also be used for the real God. Because when you look at it, a Christian will call their God the Allah. A Jew could call their God Allah, but are we talking about the same God of Muhammad? No, we are not talking about the same God of Muhammad. Why are we not talking about the God of Muhammad? According to the God of Muhammad, Muhammad is a prophet. And listen to what this stupid man is going to say. He says Muhammad is a false prophet, but he believes in Muhammad's God. When you are naive, you're just straight naive.
I'm not sure exactly. I'm not a linguist. But that's really not the important part. The important part is, what is Allah today? What does Allah?
What is Allah today? Is Allah of Muhammad different from Allah today? No, it's not. Is Allah in the day of Muhammad different from Allah today? Is the Quran still saying, let's get back to it. Is the Quran still saying that Jews were turned into let's get back up there. Is the Quran still saying that Jews were turned into monkey, despised and rejected? Yes, it's still saying that. Is the Quran still saying that Jews were turned into monkey and swine? Yes, it is still saying that. But where can that be found in the Jewish literature, anywhere in the Torah or anything of the Jews? Nowhere. So how is the Islamic God the same as the Jewish God? Not the same. Not the same. It is. They are totally not the same, and it's so crazy. Where according to the Quran, Jesus is Messiah. Isa, now say Jesus. Isa is Messiah. Does this Jew believe that Isa is Messiah? No, but it is according to the Quranic God, Isa is Messiah. So how are they the same God? They're still waiting for their Messiah. So, in his mind, are they really the same God? But you're gonna see in as we go along that this guy is working with emotion. Listen.
The word, the name of, or the word Allah mean today to Muslims? What it means today to Muslims is exactly the same what Hashem means to the Jews.
No, it's not. Not. No, it is not. It don't mean the same thing as Hashem mean to the Jews, because look at this, and we show you how hypocritical this guy is. As I say, the Allah means to the Jews, to the Muslim, that there's a Messiah, and his name is Isa bin Miriam. Is there a Isa bin Miriam or a Yeshua bin in in the Jewish culture? No, there is not. So how can they mean the same? They cannot mean the same. One is false and one is true. How can they mean the same? To the Jew, is the Islamic God true? Really? You're trying to make a comparison, but when you look at the concept of the Islamic God, to the Jew, is that concept true? Is it true that Muhammad is a prophet? Is it true that, to the same guy, is it true that Muhammad is a prophet? Is it true that Isa is the Messiah of is the Messiah? So, or are they on the same level? This is what you call what the cognitive dissonance. Is that what? Yeah, this is what you call that name. This is a cognitive problem, because you are saying to the Jew, to the Muslim, Allah is the same as Hashem to the Jew. And, how is that? How is that? Does the Jew believe that Muhammad is a prophet? No. So it can never be the same. You cannot take two things that are, not, are unlikely and then make them the same. They are not. And do you believe that Isa is Messiah? No. Do you believe Ishmael was a prophet? No, they don't believe Ishmael was a prophet. Do they believe that Muhammad, that Abraham built the Kaaba with Ishmael? They don't believe that. So how are they the same? They are not the same. But see, you are saying to the Jew, to the Arab, to the Muslim, um, Allah is the same as Isham to the Jews, but is Allah the same God as Isham? No, because Allah, according to the Quran, it is the direct word of Allah. According to the Muslim, and you have the Quran saying that Jesus is Isa is a Messiah. Isa is Messiah. You have the Quran saying that Muhammad is a prophet. Do you believe that? So how are they the same?
That's really, there's no argument there. Our only argument between Jews and Muslims are whether Muhammad was a prophet or not.
Do you see how that doesn't even make no sense? Do you see how that does not make no sense? Where does the Quran come from? Via Muhammad. Came from some creature that Muhammad claimed was Gabriel via Muhammad. So if Muhammad is not a prophet, how is his God the same as your God? If you believe that Muhammad is a false prophet, how is his God the same as your God? Wow. Does that make sense to anybody who have sense? No, it doesn't. It does not make any sense at all. If you believe Muhammad is a false prophet and he's the one who bring the Quran with this God, how is Allah the same as Hashem? Does not make any sense. This Jew is a donkey. A straight up donkey. And you're gonna hear him say something and it's gonna be like, wow, did he really say that, and think that it makes sense?
The only argument, but the concept of God is, really exactly the same, and therefore,
no, the concept of God is not the same. Not the same at all. Muhammad's concept of God is not the same as Muslim concept of as the Jewish concept of God. That is stupidity, totally stupidity. If you believe the concept of God came from a false prophet, how is it the same as the concept of God that came from the true prophet? Do you see this? Doesn't even make no sense. If I come up as a false prophet and say my God is one, and I mimic the concept of the Jewish God, does that mean that my God is a Jewish God? And I said, I'm listening to my God. My God told me one day we will fight the Jews and kill the Jews, and the trees and the stone will say, there's a Jew hiding behind me, come and kill him. And the only tree that will not go against the Jew is a certain tree, and this tree is a Jewish tree. How am I having the same concept of God? No. What does this Muslim call, what does this so-called Jew call a concept? What is a concept to the so-called Jew? How do you define the concept of God? Everybody who say their God is one have the same concept of God as the Jews have? No. In order to have the concept of God that the Jews have, you have to be following the Jews. And how do we know that? How do we know that? The Jewish Tanakh. The Jewish Tanakh tells us that. The Jewish Tanakh. So this guy is not even speaking according to his own Tanakh. Listen, what in Zechariah 8 verse 23. This is what the Lord Almighty says. In those days, 10 people from other language and nation will take firm hold of one Jew by the hem of his robe and say, let us go with you because we heard that God is with you. So the only way you can have the Jewish concept of God is to follow a Jew. And that's what Christianity do. They follow Jesus, a Jewish man. That's what his Jewish disciples. That's why you know that this Abdulish Jew is not making any sense. It doesn't make any sense. How can you have the concept of God when you are not following the Jewish law and the Jewish way? You're not following a Jewish Messiah. You are following a man that this guy believes is a false prophet. He said Muhammad is not a prophet. You go back over right here, you hear him say that.
Argument, but the concept of God is, really exactly the same. And therefore, no matter what you hear, even if some Jews tell you that, oh, we don't believe in the same God as the Muslims do, they're only saying this because of political reasons. And everybody knows this, since Jews and Muslims are at war in Israel, so some Jews may be prone to say, oh, therefore anything Muslims do, it's wrong,
Wow. What about before there was no war between Jews and what was Muhammad doing? Why do you think that the Muhammad may be the reason? And I think Muhammad is greatly the reason there is conflicts in those areas. You know why I think that? Because Muhammad promote violence against Jewish people. Muhammad promote. I was actually quoting Muhammad when I say, the hour will not come until the Muslim fight the Jew. So Muhammad is telling people that the last day of Allah will not come until the Muslim fight the Jew. So what does that mean? That they will put into the mind of some Muslim to fight the Jews. Because what? Their so-called prophet, they have to fulfill the prophecy of their so-called prophet. The so-called prophecy says Muhammad name will be one of the most used name. And what you see, everybody, Muhammad. Because what they do, they are in the business of trying to fulfill the prophecy of their so-called prophet. 9/11, all these things that happen is because these Muslims are trying to fulfill the prophecy of their so-called prophet, trying to conquer the world. You have politician here in the USA, two women whose actually their main goal is not to serve the American people. Their main goal is to transform America into an Islamic land. And I have videos of them saying that. I have videos of these two women saying that their main goal is to make America a Muslim country. Because what Muhammad says? Muhammad says that Muhammad says to fight until there is no more fitna. And some of these stupid Muslims believe that fitna means oppression. No. It says fight until there be no more fitna and all religion belong to Allah. There could be no oppression, but all religion doesn't belong to Allah. If you look at how people like I think it's Muhammad Sawar and other people transfer and translate that verse, he says fight until there be no more disbelief. So how do you fight countries like America, Canada, Great Britain, places like that? You can come and use physical force, even though some of them stupid enough to try. What they're gonna use? They're gonna use diplomatic ways. They're gonna use diplomatic ways and infiltrate America and try diplomatical ways to make America to fight more of a mental and a spiritual warfare. And that is what you see they're doing today. So at the end of the day, this Muslim is saying that Muhammad is a false prophet, but he have the same concept of his God. So is his God from false prophets? You cannot be a false prophet and yet have the same concept of God as the true prophet have, because you're false. You're a false prophet. And all these stupidity in the Quran about Allah turning Jews into monkeys and apes and in Surah 2 verse 65, it says, and you know of those of you who broke the Sabbath, how we said unto them, be apes, despise and ate it. A lot of these Muslims will tell you that it wasn't real literal animal. But what did Muhammad say? What did the Hadith says? Muhammad was counting the finger of a lizard and says the Jews were turned into some form of animal and he can't remember which animal it was. he took a stick and counted its finger. So a lizard maybe have 5 toes or whatever they call it. No, lizard have fingers. He then said a group of the children of Israel were transformed into an animal of the land. So he literally is saying that they were transformed into animal. And I do not know which animal it was. He did not eat. So they gave him a roast lizard to eat. And he didn't eat it because he didn't want to eat a Jew. Muhammad was a madman. Muhammad was like a madman. Muhammad was like Sally's camel, man. Muhammad was so mad that Muhammad took a story about Sally's camel and where a rock gave birth to a camel, and Muhammad put it into the Quran. And it's the same God. Wow. Do you see how stupid this Jew is? The same God is telling Muslims not to keep Jews as their friend. The same concept of God is telling Muslims not to keep Jews as their allies. This guy is a donkey. Lesson cancelled.
They will believe in a different God. They do this, but this is all nonsense, and in fact, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, who was probably the biggest scholar that ever lived, he lived about 1,000 years ago. He said he was really critical of those who are, spreading lies just because of a political reason.
And everybody's reality, sometimes people's reality is not actuality. What you call spreading lies. Was Muhammad spreading lies when he said the Jews were turned into apes? Was Muhammad spreading lies when he said the Jews were turned into monkeys and rats and lizard? Was he spreading lies? Yes, because there is no historical proof of that. So when people are against Muhammad, how can you call that a lie? How can you call that a lie? This guy is stupid. And whoever this scholar is stupid. What these fools don't take into consideration is that not because you're a scholar that means that you are a bright person or you are an intelligent person. No. A lot of people are book smart because they study these books. But when street smart and wisdom, on the road wisdom, they have no on the road wisdom at all. They are too studied, and their mind is confined into the box of the books and the little space that they occupy. Their mind is not expanded out to see that what they are saying doesn't even make sense. How can you, as a Jewish man, Muhammad said, take not the Jews as your friend or ally, because they and the Christian are ally of each other. Muhammad said, the worst enemy you have is the Jews. The worst enemy you have is the Jews, is a Jew. And And to be real with you, it was a Jewish man who revealed, one of the men who revealed Muhammad as one of the biggest fraud ever. The Jewish man asked Muhammad, um, why does a child resemble his parents? Why does a child resemble his maternal uncle? And Muhammad said, Gabriel told him it's because whichever parents ejaculate first. We all know that a woman's ejaculation have nothing to do with genetic composition. So Muhammad was a big fraud. So the Jews were always revealing Muhammad as a fraud. So this Jew is now modern day Jew. While the ancient Jews were revealing Muhammad as a fraud to us, a modern day Jew is saying Muhammad have the same God as him. No.
And he was really critical. And he says those who say that Muslim concept of God is different and it's like idol, he says
and it's like idol. Let's look at something. Let's look at something. He said, and it's like idol. and it's like idol. Of course, it is like idol. It is like idol. If you go to Leviticus 26, verse 1, do not make idols or set up an image or a sacred stone for yourself. Do not make idol or set up an image or a sacred stone for yourself. Do not place a carved stone in your land to bow down to it. I am the Lord your God. And what does the Muslim do? They bow to a stone. They set up a sacred stone and they bow to that stone. And even though they claim that they are not worshiping the stone, they literally are worshiping the stone. And why do we know that? How 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 do we know that? Look at what the Hadith says. If you go to Sahih Bukhari, volume 5, book 59, Hadith 6:1. What does it say? We used to worship stones. the person says we used to worship stones. And then Muhammad came kissing a stone. Bukhari 1494, pointing to the stone and shouting Allah Akbar. Bukhari volume 2, book 26, Hadith 682. Do you see? So at the end of the day, is Islam a religion of idolatry? Yes, it is. So this so-called Jewish scholar is a donkey. He don't know what he's talking about.
These are bad. This is bad people. I don't know exactly.
So you say bad people because a person is identify Islam for what Islam is. They are bad people. You see, that guy is an idiot.
Which word he used, but he was really critical of those people. And
so who care about a man being critical of you when you speak the truth? No one care about that idiot. Who cares? If I'm speaking the truth and you want to be critical about me, then that's your problem, not mine.
He says that, in fact, he says the Muslim concept of God is exactly the same. And not only...
You are repeating the same thing. The Muslim concept of God is exactly the same. No, it is not. It's a counterfeit. It is not the same. So when you can show me where the Jewish God says not to take a Jew for your friend, according to the Jewish God, look at the opposite. Look at the opposite. According to the Jewish God, Zechariah 8, verse 23, this is what the Lord Almighty says. In those days, 10 people from all language and nation will take firm hold of a Jew by the hem of his robe and say, let us go with you, because we have heard that God is with you. Zechariah 8, verse 23. Look at the opposite. Look at the opposite, and you will see that they are not the same God. Look at the opposite. Let's go there. Surah 5, verse 51. Do you see the opposite? Or you who believe, do not take the Jews and the Christian as ally. One is saying they will take all of the Jew and said, come, and we heard that God is with you. And one is saying, do not take the Jews as your ally. Opposition, Satan. The opposer, Satan. Do you see? So Satan, according to this stupid Jews, Satan is the same as his God. One, the God of the Tanakh, which is a Jewish book, is saying there will come a time when 10 people from every nation and language will take all of a Jew and say, come, we heard that God is with you. And then the God of the Quran is saying, do not take the Jews as your ally. Do you see? When you do not use references in your speech, you're a donkey speaking. Let me show you something. Let me show you something that is so important for people to take into consideration. Very, very important for you to take into consideration. Look at this. This is what, just look at it. This is from Jewish book, but these Jews, they leave the love of their books behind when they are making decision. They leave the love of the book revealed by God to them when they are making decision. Proverbs 18, verse 17. The one who states his case first seems right until another comes to cross-examine him. So this Jewish scholar that he was quoting, did he cross-examine the Jewish scholar? No. Did he use the available evidence to cross-examine what the Jewish scholar is saying? No. And that's how much of a donkey this guy is. That's how much of a donkey he is. When you are dealing with anything, any claim, you need to be using evidence to make your claim. You can't just come up and say, oh, they are the same God and they have the same concept. Same concept, my L. How do you prove that? Show me from the literature what are you using as your reference as the same concept. You have used nothing so far. And listen to this Abdulish Jew. Listen what he's going to say.
That he says, if a Jew needs to pray, he is allowed to go to a mosque and pray.
So a Jew need to pray, he can go to a mosque and pray. Who said it? A Jew need to pray, he can go to a mosque and pray. Muhammad also says you could marry to a Jew, a Muslim could marry to a Jew, but a Jew cannot marry to a Muslim. Wow. Does that sound something funny to you? That you could go to a mosque as a Jew and pray, but how do you pray? Do you pray using the Qibla to pray? Do you pray bowing down to the stone? Do you pray bowing towards a stone in the Qibla? Or can you go as a Jew and turn any direction and pray? Or do you have to follow their Qibla, their law, the way of prayer in their synagogue? Do you? Wow. Do you have to bow down and pray like them? I wish I had a picture of a Jewish man praying in a mosque and see which direction he pray to. So here you are, Muhammad is inviting you to bow to a stone. The same stone that he kissed. and he kissed the stone, and Umar, his companion, actually, the madness of him kissing the stone make Umar talk to the stone. A man talking to a stone. Is that idolatry and insanity? Yes, it is. So you can go pray into a mosque. Yes, you can. Muhammad was a two-mouthed donkey. And I will show you that Muhammad was a two-mouthed donkey. This is from Sahih Bukhari. This is from Sahih Bukhari, volume 4, hadith 53, number 392. Narrated Abu Hurairah, while we were in the mosque, the Prophet came out and said, let us go to the Jews. So here it is. You can pray in his mosque. But listen what he did here. Let us go to the Jews. We went until we reached Beit al-Madras. He said to them, if you embrace Islam, you will be safe. Why do you have to embrace Islam if you could pray in their mosque and just be a regular Jew? Muhammad was a two-faced donkey. A two-faced donkey. Whoever say you can pray in their mosque is two-faced, because Muhammad is telling the Jew to embrace Islam. They could not stick with their own religion. They have to embrace Islam. He said, embrace Islam and you will be safe. You know that the earth belongs to Allah and his apostle. And I want to expel you from this land. So if anyone amongst you owns some property, he is permitted to sell it. Otherwise, you should know that the earth belongs to Allah and his apostle. Do you see that? Muhammad wants to expel the Jews from their land, from where they live, before he claimed prophethood. This is their place where they live. And then you see how they get so anti, and the other day I heard Hamza from Speaker Corner talking about Jewish women, Muslim women in France, how they are being treated. They can't go to the beach unless they wear westernized this and that. Muslims don't have to go to the beach. Going to the beach is just a privilege. You know, it's not something you have to do. You know, you could live your life without going to the beach. But look what Muhammad was doing to people, the Jews, telling them that he wished to expel, so they should sell if they have land, they should sell it, because he wanted to expel them out of their land, the land. And then you can't go to the beach unless you wear Western clothes. Wow, what a comparison. The same Hamza compared the Holocaust to that happened to the Jews in Germany to what is happening to the Palestinian. How is that the same? The Palestinians are living a life. They live in their own home. They have jobs. They are free to worship their fake God. They can do whatever they want to do, you know, as long as they don't bother the Israelite. But look, they are growing in population. They actually are growing in population. Increase 2.4 or 2.5. That's their growth rate in population. What was happening to the Jews? They were in concentration camp where they were being killed, maimed, and killed, and starved, raped, murdered. All kinds of things were happening to them. Their position was stolen from them. But this stupid ham and cheese sandwich is saying that, comparing the Holocaust to what is happening to the Palestinian. No. But let's look at something. This is Hamas charter. This is something that the Hamas leader actually said. Israel will exist and will continue to exist until Islam will obliterate it, just as it obliterate others before it. Where could a Jew say that during the Holocaust? And it's the same God. Oh, wow. It's a beautiful God. Let's quote Muhammad again in the Hadith. The day of judgment will not come about until Muslims fight the Jews and kill them. Then the Jews will hide behind rocks and trees, and the rocks and trees will cry out, "Oh, Muslim, there is a Jew hiding behind me. Come and kill him." And this Abdul is saying they worship the same God. I got to go to work, so I see you people.
Together with the Muslims, because the Muslim concept of God is exactly the same as the Jewish concept of God.
No, that's not the reason they invite you to. They want to have you in their paganism, meddling in their paganism. That's why they invite you to worship with them, to pray with them, because they want you to be meddling in their paganism. You foolish. You don't see that. You're bowing in the same way they bow, not because their concept is the same. You're bowing to the same stone according to the Bible. You should not set up a stone in the land, a sacred stone in the land. And they set up a sacred stone and they have you bowing to that stone. That's how stupid you are, believing that your concept of God is the same concept as their God. Instead of them coming to you, look at what your book says. Your book says, this is what the Lord Almighty says, in those days, 10 people from our language and nation will take hold of a Jew by the hem of his robe and say, "Let us go with you, because we have heard that God is with you." Instead of you letting the Muslim come with you because they heard that God is with you, you are going with the Muslims. The same Muslims that this is what their Quran says. "O you who believe, do not take the Jews as ally." You see the opposite? And what the opposer? Satan. Who is the opposer? Satan. So you are running behind Satan. Instead of letting the people come running behind you, you are running behind Satan and bowing to the stone that Satan set up in the Kaaba. But unconsciously, you don't realize that you are actually bowing to the stone in the Kaaba. That's what they're inviting you to, bow to the stone, because you are bowing and following their Qibla. Do you see how stupid this Jewish man is? I'm not going to go to his old video because he's going to just be repeating the same nonsense. And what he should ask himself, can a Jewish man marry to a Muslim woman? No. But a Muslim man can marry to your woman. Why? Mm-hmm. Take that into consideration. See that you are inferior to them. You don't see that. You are a hypocrite or unlearned. You need to go back. You need to go back. So what I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say peace out, and God bless you all, and God love you all. You know, I got to go to work, so just let this one be this way, you know, and God love you all, man. I love doing these videos, you know. One day I hope that my channel is big enough so more people can see these videos, but it will come. I started out with 0 subscriber, and God bless me to have 54 subscribers. So I love all my subscribers, and I thank you guys for subscribing, and may God bless you. Help to spread the videos, and you know, one day we'll get there together. You know, as I say, this is not about money. I'm blessed. You know, I don't care about monetize or being, you know, popular or whatever. You know, I just believe that I have the humor and the wisdom from God Almighty to get the attention of people. So it's not about getting a big channel and being popular. I don't care about that, and about money and stuff like that. I'm blessed, really, really, really blessed. From homeless to owning my own place, I'm a blessed guy. I don't I don't worry about certain things. So the money is not a problem. I want my channel to be monetized, or I want my channel to do this or that. No, I go to work on a regular basis. I'm a nurse. I take care of my own thing. God bless me that way. What I want to see is a growth in the channel so that more people who can come on my channel and dialogue. A whole bunch of people come and be respectful to each other and dialogue. I call people the donkeys and stuff like that, but I don't mean that you're a literal donkey. You are just being foolish. But when we have in true dialogue, we come on and we dialogue and we have real dialogue about real issues and stuff like that. This is I was at Hussein. I was listening to Hussein on his channel with Anthony Roger and last night, and this was so cool. I actually listened to the whole thing because it was just so cool to listen to something like that. I like his channel, you know. So subscribe to Hussein. I can't remember his last name. Uh, Channel. If you guys know his channel, subscribe, man. This guy is humble and he's doing a lot of good work for God Almighty. So let's say peace out and God bless you all.